Hi, this is Warren, and this week's topic is about being outed. I am in an interesting position that I have just moved to a new town where no one knows me. And so far at the university, in my classes, no one knows that I'm trans. The secretaries know, and the professors know, because the secretaries told the professors. I'm not really sure why they did that, but the secretary who did tell told me that she told. She was basically like, so I've told your professor because sometimes people say things that they shouldn't, so I thought he should know. And at the time I was in a rush to go somewhere else, and I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And now that I think about it, I wonder what he said. Or maybe she was just afraid he was going to say something. I don't really know. And so there's no one here to out me. But what does out me are my ID cards. I am in a really bad situation with my ID cards. Here's the shakedown. I have a passport and an American driver's license that have my old name, very feminine, very girly pictures, and obviously they say that I'm female. I have not been to the U.S. in over a year. I have not been to the U.S. since before I started transitioning, so I haven't been able to get them changed in the U.S. The problem with getting them changed, let's see, first of all, like, where do you even start? You know, you're living in Sweden, where do you even start getting things changed? So, I mean, it makes sense to get a new passport, right? Except that it costs about $100 to get a new passport. And if I get a new passport now, before I get my name changed, I'm going to have to also get a new passport later when I get my name changed. So it makes sense to wait to get a new passport until I get my name changed. The name change problem. I have the forms to request a name change in the state of Missouri, but I also have several websites informing me that to change to an opposite gender name in Missouri, you need a court order and proof of sexual reassignment surgery, which I haven't had. So I apparently don't get to be Warren until I've had surgery that costs 3,000 euros. That's about $5,000. So I don't get to be Warren unless I have $5,000. And 2 weeks to spend recovering. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But I don't know, maybe one thing that I'll do is take a lesson out of the Book of the Danes. They have this problem with names too, and what they tend to do is pick their masculine middle name, which doesn't matter, and then go for gender neutral first name. And so since Warren is actually a last name and it's a family name, and like I have several cousins with the middle name, I'm thinking about picking some gender neutral name and then putting Warren in as the middle name, and bypassing this problem of the name change that way. And I was really pissed off about this problem today because I tried to get a Swedish driver's license, I tried to get a Swedish ID card, I tried to do all these different things today, and I was just rejected from everything because I don't have my Swedish visa yet, and I can't get my Swedish visa until I have a certain amount of money in the bank, which comes from my federal Stafford loan, which doesn't come for another week. So I can't even apply for like a visa until I have this money, and then after I get the visa, then I can apply for an ID card, etc. So this whole process we're looking at several weeks here. And the same with getting a new passport and the name change. Okay, so say I send those forms in tomorrow with like a gender neutral first name and Warren is the middle name, so that I know that it'll be approved. It's going to take God knows how long, weeks, and to get the name changed approved via mail. And plus I have to go to Stockholm to get it notarized, because I have to go to the embassy for notarization, because in Sweden they don't really do notarization. So I'd have to go to go to Stockholm and get that notarized, send it to the US, see how long it takes to get it approved, if it gets approved, get it back, and then apply for a passport, a new passport, and that takes 6 to 8 weeks to get a new passport. Lots of money. I mean, I thought about just saying my passport is lost, but again, I'd have to wait until at least next week to when I have money to pay for the replacement. And when you're applying for a visa, is not a good time to be losing your passport, because they put the visa in the passport. See the problem here? So it's just, I could get a Swedish driver's license, but it costs 2,000 crowns. To give you an idea of how much money that is, that's an entire month's rent for me. And considering I need to save all my pennies for my surgery, I don't have 2,000 crowns to spend on a Swedish driver's license. So I am stuck with these ID cards. I am stuck with them. They don't look like me. And every time I take them anywhere, to a store, if I'm paying with a credit card or debit bank card, or for anything, to get into any bar, like, I have to show my ID cards. And I have to deal with the jackass who's looking at them and know that they're going to make fun of me, make a big deal about it, tease me, or be like, what's the problem, or this, this is going to be a problem, and get their manager and whatever. So whoever I'm with is obviously going to want to know what's the problem with my ID card. Automatic outing. And of course it's outing me to the bouncer or the clerk or whoever it is who's handling my cards. And I am very much looking forward to this chapter of my life being over. By this chapter, I mean this chapter of having the wrong identification, which at the moment, my hands are tied. There's absolutely nothing I can do to fix it at the moment. But as far as other people outing me, once when I was first transitioning, like within the first few months, I went to a rock climbing gym with my roommate, and he called me she in front of a bunch of people at the gym that we didn't know after I had already changed in the men's locker room. And I was really pissed at him. It ruined my day. And when we got home, I was like, look, I know the pronoun switch is difficult for you, but unless you get it right, I'm not going out into public with you, because that's humiliating for me, and it ruins my time when you do that. Because I don't want people wondering about my gender and what a weirdo I am when I just want to be rock climbing, And he really got it, and after that, when he realized how much it hurt me being outed like that, he got better about the pronouns. I mean, I don't have a problem with people knowing that I'm transgender. That's okay. I don't mind being out in that respect. What I do mind are dealing with other people's issues with my gender identity when I'm trying to go about my life. When I'm in the classroom, when I'm in a study session, when I'm going out for drinks, when I'm buying internet, whatever it is that I'm doing, I just want to be going about my life. I don't want every minute of my life to be a teaching moment for somebody else. If I'm feeling open about it and I'm feeling okay, then yeah, let's talk about gender. But if I'm feeling unsafe, or I'm feeling insecure, or if I'm feeling really dysphoric, or if I'm just feeling like I don't want to think about my gender right now, or I don't want to share this personal information with this person who I don't like, I don't want to feel like I'm obligated to tell them. So that's about all I have to say with outing, is that right now I'm dealing with whether or not to out myself in my new setting with my new classmates. I'm out as gay, but I'm not out as trans. And I don't want to rush the process, I guess. Well, that's about it for me this week. Catch you next week.